Ladies and gentlemen, fantastic to see you today and welcome to the hottest show in town. Yes, indeed, this is the new travel show from Wendy Wu Tours, and today we are celebrating the launch of the brand new India collection from Wendy Wu Tours. It is all inside a beautiful new India brochure which you can get from our website. I'm Andy, your host on today's show, and we are super excited about this one. We have got lots coming up for you today. We are going to be showing you one of the best-selling India tours from Wendy Wu Tours. Plus, of course, we have got brand new tours in India coming up for you as well. And plus, it gets better. We are hopping over the waters to Sri Lanka as well. We're going to be showing you that in today's show. So lots coming up. Stick around with us until the end of today's show because that's when we'll be opening up our VIP travel room for you. That's your opportunity to meet with the travel experts here at Wendy Wu Tours to ask all the questions that you want to ask about specialist touring and traveling in India with Wendy Wu Tours. So that's all coming up later. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Bags packed? Passports ready? Let's travel.
Extraordinary awards with Wendy Wu Tours. Since launching in 1998, we are proud to have won over 40 major industry awards, including the Globe Travel Awards Best Long-Haul Specialist Operator for 16 consecutive years. We are also delighted to have been named Best Travel Company to the Far East and Central Asia 11 times, and Best Travel Company to Southeast Asia multiple times at the prestigious British Travel Awards. Accolades made even more meaningful as they are voted for by customers.
So, ladies and gentlemen, great to see you today on the show. And if you're new to Wendy Wu Tours, you're probably wondering, well, just who the heck are Wendy Wu Tours? Well, let me tell you, Wendy Wu Tours are the #1 specialists in Asia. Oh yes, absolutely have got Asia covered. Everything is included, fully inclusive specialist tours, which means all you have to do is sit back, relax and enjoy the journey. And we're talking about all your flights, all your meals, all your accommodation, your entrances, not to mention the multi-award winning guides as well. The guides consistently, if you read our reviews online, you will see that the guides consistently score incredibly high values on those reviews. And Wendy Wu Tours are backed with nearly 28 years of experience in touring, which absolutely does make them the specialists in travel.
Extraordinary value with Wendy Wu Tours. We offer hundreds of inclusions in each and every tour, including your international flights, accommodation, meals, touring, transportation, transfers, and even your visa. All you need to do is get to the airport.
So, ladies and gentlemen, yes, today's travel show, we're looking at India and Sri Lanka. But first, India. And we're thinking, sounds great, love the idea, but how do we get there? Well, I'm joined now by the expert, our India expert, Kate Rowe, here at Wendy Wu Tours. Kate, wonderful to see you.
Hi, nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
Amazing, Kate. So, India, how do we get there?
Well, it's very straightforward, so nothing to worry about at all. Of course, when anyone books a Wendy Wu tour, we offer the option of booking a fully inclusive tour, Andy. And as you know, that means that includes your flights to get you from home out to your destination. So when someone books on one of our India tours, our team will be able to recommend to them the best flight options to get them to the start of their tour and home from the end of the tour. Now with India, you're spoilt for choice. choice, and we can almost always get direct flights. British Airways fly daily to India, so that's usually an option. British Airways also often have some great upgrade deals around, which is something that lots of our customers like to take advantage of to travel to India. And if you do want to do a stopover and break up the journey, then we can look at indirect options as well. So some of our customers choose to travel to India with Emirates, and that means that they can fly from the UK via Dubai onto India, and then they break up the journey by having a stopover in Dubai. What? If they don't have a stopover on the way to or from India, then of course another option is to add on an extension at the end of their tour. And we've got loads of options in the India brochure for adding on extensions. So you might choose to add on somewhere spiritual, like Varanasi, if it's not part of India that you visited on your tour. And then we'll fly you from the end of your trip, visit Varanasi for a few days, enjoy that spirituality, the river Ganges, the hustle and bustle before you fly back. Or perhaps you'll choose to fly down to the south and have a few days of pure relaxation, somewhere like Goa, have a beach break before you fly home from there. So plenty of options.
Love that, Kate. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what is important to us when we are touring? Yes, the hotel. We want to know where we're staying. What are the hotels like? Where are they located? Well, Kate, can you tell us more about what is the accommodation like in India?
Of course, it's very important, isn't it, to know you're going to get a good night's rest after a busy day touring. So our product team have handpicked the best properties, depending on whereabouts in India that you're travelling on tour. So if you're somewhere in a large city, you'll probably be in a modern hotel. 4-star with all the facilities that you'd expect, modern furnishings, ensuite rooms, of course. But then once you're outside of the major cities, that's where some of the hotels become really interesting, Andy. So in some locations, you'll be staying in some real hidden gems. For example, our tour that visits Rajasthan visits one of the hotels, used to be a former palace, and it's now been converted into a hotel. It's got the most beautiful architecture and carvings around it. That feels really special. When you're staying up in the foothills in Shimla, you might be in a much smaller, more boutique property, definitely a little bit more rustic, but you're still going to have an ensuite room, and we're going to make sure that you've got the most beautiful views. So a hotel that's been chosen for a different reason, perhaps its location, just somewhere really unique. And my favourite one of all, for a real unique experience, if you were to join one of our tours that visits Kerala, or an extension at the end of your trip in Kerala, you'll have the opportunity to sleep on a houseboat. So this means sleeping on a bamboo boat with a thatched roof. You've still got your own room and ensuite, but you've also got beautiful communal parts of the boat where you can sit, read your book, relax as you drift through the backwaters. And best of all, on the Kerala houseboat, you've got an onboard chef who'll be preparing delicious Kerala cuisine for you throughout your stay. So a couple of really special, unique experiences during your trip.
So yes, ladies and gentlemen, we've seen how to get there. We've seen the hotels as well. But what is also extra important when we're on tour, it is, of course, the food. We get very hungry when we're touring. Kate, tell us, what is the food like in India?
I think you get very hungry talking about the food, Andy, let alone touring. But yeah, it's a very important part of a Wendy Wu tour. Again, Wendy Wu tours are fully inclusive, so you've got all your meals included. That's your breakfasts, your lunches and your dinners. Now in India, you're going to have a huge range of food depending on which region you're visiting. So in the north of India, you're going to expect curries with thick gravies, perhaps tandoori meats, bread, so your naan bread, your roti, your rice, but lots of different flavours. Even travelling within quite a small region, you do notice that the local specialities change as you travel. And then down in the south of India, very different. So obviously you'll start to get more fish and seafood if you're near the coastal areas, but generally the curries in that southern part of India, a bit fresher, more coconut based. They've got the curry leaves and the lemongrass in them. So a slightly different style of food when you're in the south, all equally delicious and making my mouth water.
Absolutely, of course, there's so much choice there. But Kate, if we've got dietary requirements, I know, lots of vegetarians. I, myself, ladies and gentlemen, am vegetarian. What's it like, Kate?
Yeah, well, India is one of the best places in Asia to travel as a vegetarian. So, of course, there's some parts of Asia that might not be used to dealing with different dietary requirements. But in India, because of people's religious beliefs, there are lots of people living in India that don't eat various meats. And that makes vegetarians really easy to cater for. So it's a vegetarian's dream. At most Wendy Wu Tours lunches and dinners, there's going to be perhaps 4 or 5 dishes out on the table for everybody to be helping themselves to, which is great anyway for trying little bits of lots of different things. And so vegetarians will find that within that dish is plenty of them are vegetarian, and so there's going to be plenty for them to eat.
Sounds amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, I bet like me, you're feeling hungry now. So ladies and gentlemen, yes, we've seen how to get there. We've looked at the food. We've looked at the hotels as well. But now you're thinking, when is the best time to go to India? Kate, fill us in.
Well, of course, our product team only put on tours when it's a good time to go. We don't want anybody there in the middle of the monsoon, Andy. So pretty much when you look at the brochure and you look at the dates, if we're operating a tour, you can be satisfied that it's a good time to visit India. Generally in India, you're going to get the monsoon season in the UK's summer months. So from June through to about September, it's going to be very hot and very wet. But then from October right through to April, it's fantastic. You're going to get nice, pleasant temperatures. So if you're looking for somewhere to plan for an autumn break or perhaps for a little bit of winter sun this time next year, then that would be a fantastic time to travel. Get nice blue, sunny skies and temperatures that mean you can still get out and explore, which is what we want.
Love the sound of that, Kate. Blue skies and sun, we need more of that, don't we?
We do. Ladies
and gentlemen. Kate, it has been fantastic. Thank you so much for that insight.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Extraordinary Guides with Wendy Wu Tours. Our national escorts are one of the reasons guests travel with us again and again. But don't just take our word for it. Take a look at our TripAdvisor reviews and see what our customers have to say. Travel with us and enjoy expert local knowledge, exceptional service, and great company throughout your journey.
So now, ladies and gentlemen, I mentioned at the start of today's show, we are going to be looking at the best-selling India tour from Wendy Wu Tours. And indeed, this is perfect. If you haven't been to India before, this is absolutely the best tour for a first-time visit to India. It is indeed Inspiring India. And we are talking about the Taj Mahal, the tigers in Ranthambore. Everything is in this tour. Let's take a look.
Home to 1.4 billion people, an incomparable history, rich and colourful culture, and lots of bucket list sites, India is an incredibly rewarding destination for those that venture into its huge landscapes. It is here, between the towering Himalayas in the north and the beach-fringed tip of Kerala in the south, that the Beatles found enlightenment, that majestic Bengal tigers roam, and that you'll find one of the world's most beautiful monuments to love. Among so much more. It's this incredible amount of things to do, see and experience that can make India a daunting prospect for first-timers. Where do you begin in a country so large and packed with wonders? Many people begin their love affair with India by travelling around the Golden Triangle of Delhi, Agra and Jaipur. With this route, you get a capital city that combines traditional, colonial and modern. You get to gaze on the ethereal Taj Mahal, and you get a taste of the grandeur and exoticism of Rajasthan. Our fantastic first-timer tour, Inspiring India, does just that, but with some extra special bonuses, a tiger safari through the wilds of Ranthambore National Park, and time to soak up the delights of the lakeside city of Udaipur. The adventure begins in India's capital, a huge and vibrant city that showcases all the things that makes this country such a magical place to explore. Here you'll have a full day discovering the sights of old and new Delhi to see how the city has transformed through the ages, from Mughal to colonial to modern day. This includes a walking tour through the streets of Old Delhi, a visit to Jama Masjid, India's largest mosque, and a rickshaw ride through a large and fragrant spice market. You'll also get to stop for photos on the colonial Raj Path at the famous India Gate and see the lovely Humayun's tomb and the 12th century 73-meter tall Qutub Minar. Then it's on to the second apex of the Golden Triangle, Jaipur. Nicknamed the Pink City because of the hues of its architecture, Jaipur will be your first taste of the extravagance of Rajasthan, the state of Maharajas and enormous palaces. Admire the fascinating Hawa Mahal before taking a jeep ride up to the majestic Amber Fort, which sits on a hillside above the city. You'll have time to explore inside this huge palace, strolling through opulent courtyards, halls, and apartments decorated in intricate carvings and stained glass. You'll get to see the Maharaja's city palace and the fascinating Jantar Mantar Observatory. And you'll also get to try your hand at some traditional local arts, such as block printing and carpet weaving, in workshops hidden in the bustling backstreets of the old town, before a browse of the stalls of Choti Cholpa market, where villagers from around the city come to sell their produce. You'll depart Jaipur for an overnight stop in Pushkar, arriving into a flurry of vibrant markets and pilgrims making their way to bathe in the sacred waters of the lake. Immerse yourself in local life with a walking tour past stalls piled with fresh produce, colorful textiles, and interesting souvenirs before paying a visit to the sacred Brahma temple to soak up the atmosphere. Then it's back on the road to reach Udaipur, easily one of India's most romantic destinations, where you'll have a full day to take in the sights. Enjoy a relaxing cruise on Lake Pichola, looking out for the magnificent lake palace that seemingly floats on water, which you may recognize from the James Bond film Octopussy. Then wander among the incredible palaces that sit on the lake's edge. The city palace, which you'll also visit, was built by Maharaja Uday Singh in 1725 and is still home to his descendants today, who remain the rulers of this independent state. The next stop is Bundi, which you'll travel to via the imposing Chittor Fort. Admire its magnificent architecture and the sweeping views over the town of Chittagara and the surrounding landscapes. Bundi itself is known for its stepwells, which were constructed over the last 500 years as a way to access underground water supplies for drinking and bathing. You'll be awed by the incredible architecture and the intricate design. There'll also be time here to uncover the wonders of the Taragar Fort. Then it's time for tigers, as you arrive into the scenic beauty of Ranthambore National Park. Once a royal hunting ground centered around the impressive 10th century Ranthambore Fort, as well as a wonderful array of wildlife, the park is scattered with old mosques, temples, and pavilions. There is no more picturesque place to spot leopards, boars, sloth bears, hyenas, and of course some of the individuals of the park's 71-strong population of Bengal tigers. You'll search for them on an early morning and afternoon game drive. Departing the wilds of Ranthambore, you'll arrive into this tour's final stop, Agra. En route, you'll have explored the city of Fatehpur Sikri. A UNESCO World Heritage Site thanks to its outstanding architecture, Fatehpur Sikri was built as the new capital of the Mughal Empire in the 16th century, but was only occupied for 10 years before it was abandoned. The final apex of the Golden Triangle, Agra was the capital of the Mughal Empire between 1526 and 1658. Nestled in a bend of the Yamuna River, the city is home to two UNESCO World Heritage Sites, the magnificent Agra Fort and, of course, the Taj Mahal. Your time here begins with a bang, a glass of champagne at sunset, gazing over the city to the Taj Mahal. The next morning, set your alarm early to see it up close. First thing, the crowds are at their thinnest and the Taj Mahal at its most magical, as a dawn mist swirls around it and the white marble is tinged pink by the first rays of the sun. A mausoleum to Mumtaz Mahal, the favorite wife of Emperor Shah Jahan, this beautiful edifice was built out of love and is considered the magnum opus of Mughal architecture. What a bucket list site to round off your India adventure. Return to Delhi for your final night, catching your flight home the next day with a head full of extraordinary memories. This is just one example of our extraordinary, fully inclusive tours to India.
Extraordinary experiences with Wendy Wu Tours. We not only take you to lesser visited places, but offer authentic experiences throughout. Be it learning a local craft, practicing an old tradition, or dining with locals, you'll get under the skin of our destinations and their cultures.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going all the way south, right down to the tip of India. We are going to the beautiful, the exotic, the palm-fringed area of Kerala. Absolutely beautiful. And if you're down in the southern part of India, then why not make the most of this trip and hop across the water to Sri Lanka? Well, you can do all of that with Wendy Wu Tours. Let's take a look.
From Kerala's palm-fringed waterways and coastal cities to Sri Lanka's ancient wonders, elephants and misty tea country, this fully inclusive 16-day journey brings together two captivating destinations in one richly varied adventure. Your holiday begins in Kochi, an atmospheric city on India's Malabar coast, shaped by Portuguese, Dutch and British influences. Discover the murals and artefacts of the Dutch Palace, step inside Santa Cruz Basilica and St. Francis Church, and wander the spice-scented lanes of Fort Kochi. You'll also see the city's Chinese fishing nets, still in use along the waterfront today. That evening, Kerala's stories take centre stage in a colourful Kathakali performance. With elaborate costumes, dramatic makeup and expressive movement, this traditional dance drama brings tales from the Hindu epics to life. Leaving Kochi behind, travel to Aleppo and step aboard a traditional Ketuvalam houseboat. Glide through Kerala's backwaters, a peaceful maze of palm-lined canals and lagoons, where temples, rice paddies and village homes drift slowly past. The following morning, continue to Kollam, one of India's oldest inhabited cities. Explore the coastal district of Thangassery, learn how cashews are processed, then take to the water for a gentle shikara boat ride through the old waterways. The pace slows in Kovalam, a seaside resort known for its golden sands and palms. Enjoy time to stroll along the beach or unwind before exploring nearby Trivandrum, Kerala's capital. Here, admire the grand exterior of the Sri Padmanabhaswamy temple and discover the city's gardens, museums and historic landmarks. With the afternoon at leisure, you can enjoy your final hours in southern India at your own pace. Next, fly across the Indian Ocean to Sri Lanka. After a night beside the sea in Negombo, travel inland to peaceful Habarana, surrounded by forests and lakes. This is where the journey takes a wilder turn, with an afternoon jeep safari in Minaria National Park. Set around an ancient reservoir, the park is home to herds of elephants, as well as monkeys, spotted deer, water buffalo and vibrant bird life. The next morning brings one of Sri Lanka's great icons, Sigiriya Rock Fortress. Explore the gardens at its foot before climbing towards the summit, passing the Heavenly Maiden frescoes and the colossal lion's paws. At the top, far-reaching views open across the surrounding plains. Later, wander among the palaces, stupas and statues of ancient Polonnaruwa, a UNESCO World Heritage Site that reveals the grandeur of one of Sri Lanka's former capitals. On the road to Kandy, pause at Dambulla Cave Temple. Within its 5 sanctuaries lies a remarkable collection of Buddha images, with a history reaching back more than 2,000 years. In Kandy, visit the sacred temple of the Tooth Relic, one of the country's most revered Buddhist sites. Then, experience the city through its food on a guided walk, tasting authentic local dishes and snacks from lively street stalls. From Kandy, the road climbs into Sri Lanka's central highlands, past green-swathed hills and Ramboda Falls on the way to Nuara Eliya, a cool mountain retreat known as Little England for its colonial character and cool climate. Then board the train for an unforgettable journey through highland valleys, forests and tea-covered slopes. On arrival in Ella, continue by Tuk Tuk to the 9-arch bridge for a closer look at this elegant colonial-era viaduct framed by dense greenery. By evening you'll reach Hikkaduwa on Sri Lanka's southwest coast, with time to relax beside its golden sands. The next day begins gently before a visit to Handunugoda Tea Estate, renowned for its rare virgin white tea. Walk through the historic plantation, learn how its teas are cultivated and produced, and take in the peaceful surroundings. Continue to Gala, where the ramparts and narrow lanes of its UNESCO-listed fort tell stories of Portuguese and Dutch rule. Colonial buildings, old churches, and ocean views make this one of Sri Lanka's most atmospheric places to explore on foot. Finally, journey north to Colombo, where the rest of the day is yours to enjoy before dinner. After breakfast the following morning, transfer to the airport for your flight home. Southern India and Sri Lanka is a journey of wonderful contrasts. Historic cities and serene backwaters, sacred sites and spectacular wildlife, cool mountain landscapes and sunlit shores. Two countries, one seamless adventure and countless memories to bring home.
Right, it's the last day of our tour and we're in this fantastic place, but all the places have been fantastic. And even this morning, my rep's been on the phone from Wendy Wu saying, making sure everything's right for the flight home because I'm on my own. And as an older person, that really is absolutely wonderfully secure. But it was the same at the beginning of the holiday, everything, all the detail was there. And I've travelled with lots of different firms, so I'm just so pleased to have found Wendy Wu. And the holiday in between has been so well organised, and all the time the tour rep's been asking, was this what we wanted? And that's exactly what you need to know on holiday. You don't want to do what the rep wants to do, you want to do what you want to do, which is wonderful.
Travel solo with Wendy Wu Tours. Our fully inclusive tours are perfect for solo travellers. With everything taken care of, you don't have to worry about the hassle of organising a holiday by yourself. We do it all for you. When you travel on our tours, you'll be exploring amazing destinations with a group of ready-made friends. With immersive cultural experiences and informal dining, all enjoyed as a group, you'll make friends for life. And don't forget, your national escort is right there every step of the way, sharing the experience with you too. We offer a number of options for solo travellers. You can join any of our group tours, travelling with a mix of other solos, couples, and even small groups of friends, and enjoy the privacy of your own room by paying a single supplement. If you don't mind sharing a room throughout the tour, our happy to share option means we can pair you up with another solo traveller of the same gender with no single supplement to pay. Or, if you'd rather travel with just other solo travellers, we have reserved a handful of departures on our most popular tours exclusively for solos only. On these dedicated solo tours, you'll have a room of your own and will travel in a group no bigger than 18. Whichever you decide, with Wendy Wu Tours, you travel solo, but never alone.
So now, ladies and gentlemen, question for you. You want to do a tour, you want that specialist land tour, but you also want to spend some time relaxing on the beach at the end of your tour. Can you do it? Well, of course, this is Wendy Wu Tours, and we are now going to look at the new Tour and Beach collection with Wendy Wu Tours. Yes, all the benefits of that specialist land tour with your guides, doing everything, seeing that country, the immersive experiences, but then, ladies and gentlemen, time to relax in a beautiful beachside hotel. We've got an example of one of those tours right now. It is indeed classic Sri Lanka and the Maldives. Let's take a look. Ladies and gentlemen, to celebrate the launch of this brand new India collection with Wendy Wu Tours, Wendy Wu Tours have got some amazing special offers just for you. We are talking partner flies free, free flights, free and half price single supplements as well. Plus, these offers are on all the tours in this new collection for 2026, 2027 and 2028. And if you have travelled with Wendy Wu Tours before, then you can use your loyalty club discount as well with these offers. Some incredible ways to travel with Wendy Wu Tours. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, what a fantastic time we have had together today traveling around India and Sri Lanka. Indeed, it has been absolutely wonderful. Well, now is the time, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to head over to the VIP Travel Lounge. Yes, on your screens now, you will see the red button. Scroll down your screen, click that red button, and you'll be transported straight through to the VIP Lounge. Our travel experts are waiting to meet you in the lounge. They're going to be there to answer all of your questions on today's show. Traveling in India and Sri Lanka with Wendy Wu Tours, the specialist way. We'll see you in the lounge.